All right, so a disappointing first half it's been for the Black Stars and for that matter Ghana, as the Black Stars trailed Uruguay by 2 goals to nothing. But it was a game the Black Stars were in disarray. Nothing seemed to have worked for them, and for that matter, maybe it was a reason the Uruguayans have had to take the lead 2-0 in the first half. But it's quite a daunting task for the Black Stars now, who will need to at least salvage a point to ensure they're able to go through to the next round. I don't go a disappointing first half it's been.
Well, you've already put it, disappointing first half, but in our build-up to this particular one, I mentioned two things. The fact that we need to attack on the front foot, and also more importantly, keep concentration at optimum levels. We have failed to do neither of them, because if you look at the 2 goals we considered, there were lapses in concentration from the defenders that caused it. And somewhat our goalkeeper, who's supposed to be the last line of defense, also has a fair share of blame to take. And so, simply put, we've been the architects of our own downfall, and we've put ourselves in a very deep pit for which we'll struggle to get out.
Like I said, it's now a Herculean task for Otuado to, as it were, overturn 2-goal deficit against the backdrop of such a lethargic performance for the Black Stars. But
man, it's not cut for the 4-2-3-1, and if you play Baba Rahman in a flat back four, he's not good defensively. What happens is that he gets exposed many times. If you look at the stats and the numbers, that the game against Korea and his ability to track back and hold that play very well. When you watch the game, because when they scored, there was pressure on the Black Stars. There was expectation that when he gets the ball, you hold that play a little, expecting the players who do the runs like Baba Rahman, so that you can link up play with him. We are not seeing that. So I was even of the view that when Otuado realized that no, the Uruguayans were attacking more on the left side, what you do is that you quickly switch to a back five. When you play a back five, there is enough defensive cover for somebody like Baba Rahman. But he stuck to the 4-2-3-1, and we've paid dearly for it. Very disappointed that we played very well against Portugal, very well against South Korea. In the first 45 minutes, we've capitulated. But I'm hoping that this World Cup has proven that, listen, anything can happen at any point in time. I'm hoping that when we come back from the second half, because we can do something, or else the mood of Ghanaians will not be good at all.
Percy, after Audrey, you fluffed off that penalty, everything seem to have gone south for the Black Stars. So now I am looking at how we are able to claw back into this very game. What would you expect Coach Otuado to do? And again, probably you might want to inform our viewers as to what was wrong with the Black Stars team in the first half.
Okay, first of all, I want to talk about majority of the things have been discussed. I remember on our build-up about 2 days ago when we went on live, I spoke something about Uruguayan attack, about what Nunes does and what Suarez also give. For Nunes, he is that player that will always try to play from the left side of attack, and that is from his right side. So that is definitely where the left defensive midfielder or the left defender would be. And Suarez, I told you that they will definitely bring in him, because now all he has left is some tricks in the box. And if you look at him, the 2 goals all came from him. One was an assist, the other one was a shot that the keeper had to parry. My first issue has to do with that we've had issues with goalkeeping, and I told you for all our 3 games we conceded a goal in the first half, 2 or above. And funny enough, I told you over 1.5, and funny enough they conceded 2. So it tells you that our defense is very, very not in good shape. Lucky spoke about a back 5. I'm not going to go there. The only thing for us to do now, this is when the coaching comes in. Either he would, if he's not careful, he will be so hasty to make sudden changes to almost the entire squad that will even capitulate and even allow us to concede more goals. But we can look at our opponents. For instance, South Korea. When we scored 2 goals against them in our previous match, what did they do in the second half?
And then came
they regrouped.
All guns blazing.
They didn't just make changes to the whole team. For me, what I think is that now the issue that should be addressed is our defense. Clearly, our left back, we made changes to it in Gideon Mensah. He has to be brought back.
Affected, our play.
Yes, we changed Ali Dusaid. We changed Tariq, because
so what would you expect Coach Otuado to do?
I'm expecting that left back should be changed.
Okay.
I expect that we go by what Lucky is saying. Go to a flat 5. The 5 you have that is a wing backs too. You can bring Gideon Mensah in, and you can bring what's the name of that guy? Yes, Tariq Lamptey in. Inaki has never even played 3 shots on target. The whole of the. So I expect change.
Yeah, so we are down by 2 goals to nil. But what is more worrying has to be the fact that we are unable to attack the Uruguayans. Save that Jordan Ayew shot that eventually resulted in that penalty. We've been struggling to, as it were, make any incursions in that third half of the Uruguay. So, what would you expect Coach Utado to do, taking into account his Arsenal he has on the bench?
Well, they say the best form of defense is to attack. And if, as it stands now, we've got nothing to lose. We need to win, or we need to get the goals to get us level if we're going to stand a chance. Pull out, at very best, you can have to revert to a 3 at the back, and then shuffle up the pack, bring an extra attacker, and then take out one of the midfielders. Partey, Salis. Take a big gamble. Take out Salis Samed. Probably introduce Kamal Soa, Kamal Dean, Antoine Semenyo. Give Iñaki some sort of support. He's always been that player who's reiterated his love to play outward, never through the middle. Even at Atletico Bilbao, he's never played through the middle. No. He's always played out on the left. Nico Williams plays down the right, and there's someone in the middle. Yeah. And I think Otuado has lost the plot at this particular World Cup. Playing him through the middle leaves him helping. Having
he always tracks back.
Scramble for a lot of support. Because if you look at the Black Stars, we play a sort of system where the players like to hold on to the ball, and at very little times do they distribute, and that's what has rendered Iñaki Williams, for want of a better word, useless in the whole tournament. He will need that support. Probably take off Jordan Ayew. He's been a pale shadow of himself. He's actually the one who lost possession that led to the first goal, and he was culpable for loss of possession in the 2 goals we considered against Portugal. And so it's time Otuado takes brave decisions, because we've got nothing to lose. Going 2-0 at halftime, we've got either 45 minutes to rescue the campaign or bow out with some bit of pride. And this is where you make your money as a coach. This is where you have to shuffle up the pack, bring changes, and then show why you are the man leading the pack. If he makes those right decisions, at least Ghana can get something out of this.
All right, so Ghana has got 45 minutes to salvage the situation. It's a very, gloomy atmosphere in the entire nation, and we're hoping that Ghana are able to, as it were, claw back into the game. But I'm looking at how they are able to do that. Lucky. What would you expect Coach Otado to do, knowing very well that after all he's got nothing to lose?
Like David said, listen, you have nothing to lose, and even a draw for Ghana will put us through, because yes, though we do not know what will happen between Korea and what is it called, Portugal, but as we speak, a draw will put us through. So I'm expecting that he will take off Babaraman, bring on Gideon Mensah if he decides to stick with the back 4, because Gideon Mensah is very good defending and attacking as well. Then you see, as much as Jordan was brilliant, listen, in our game against South Korea, all the goals we scored, he was a star man in that game. Yes, he was the star man, but in this game he's not had the best. He's not had the best of games. So quickly take him off. He's an attacker. I agree that bring on somebody like Kamaldeen Suleiman, who has the penchant of to run at defenders, because the Uruguayans may attack at will, but whenever Kudus has the ball, anytime Kudus runs at them, they look very suspect. So you need somebody who can complement the effort of Kudus and run at the Uruguayan back 4. So I'm expecting that you take off Babaraman, take off Jordan Ayew, bring on Kamaldeen. I still feel that he should maintain the partnership between Samed and Partey. I just want to see Partey exert himself more. Listen, the Partey that we've seen, the Partey that we've come to know, that defensive, steel and stalwart for Arsenal. We want to see that Partey. We don't want to see a flamboyant Partey, trying to be. I've seen Partey in this World Cup, and he looks more of a Thiago Alcantara, very flamboyant in his touches. No, I want to see that one touch, very hard, rugged Partey in Arsenal. Because anytime Salis goes for it, Salis is very good going forward. So stick to defend the back 4 very well. I'm not honestly. There are a lot of players that have been culpable in this game. Partey, Babaraman, and Jordan. These are the few changes I'm expecting to see. But do not take off Partey. Just speak to him. Tell him that, listen, I want to see you come to the party, because clearly the Black Stars are not coming to the party. And we've spoken extensively, Kofi, about Iñaki. You have a quality player in Iñaki who has the penchant of running at players, creating chances, and you're playing him in a position that is not exaggerating what is called his strength, but rather minimizing his qualities and maximizing his weaknesses. And I feel that this is where Otuado should earn his dollars, because he's being paid to do the job and he's not doing the job. I'm very disappointed in some of the moves that Otuado has made.
Okay, so we are some few minutes away to the start of the second half. Passy, second half predictions before we switch over to the feed.
I'm expecting him to make those changes before I talk of any prediction. So if he doesn't become a coach in the second half, Ghana will concede more. I'm being very objective here. If he doesn't become a coach, because these Uruguayans, they still have Edinson Cavani on the bench.
Yeah.
If you forget, they still have him on the bench, and he would definitely play. And our defenders are making a lot of mistakes. I am talking about especially Amati. I don't really know why he's really being very hot-headed in this game. But I'm expecting them to be very calm. Nothing has happened. A lot of teams have conceded 2 in the first half.
After all, we saw that in a game against South Korea.
A lot of teams have done it. So if you've conceded in the first half, keep your cool. Just that when you come back, just try to be on the attack in the beginning. Make some changes. And I'm expecting that.
Any
Ghana
particular
can do
players you're
something.
expecting to see on the field of play?
I would look to Kamau Soa first and foremost, Antoine Semenyo, and probably Gideon Mensah. Take out Andre Ayew, take out Jordan Ayew, take out Babaraman. Andre Ayew specifically because I feel his mental fortitude has been affected.
He's broken.
He's a man who loves the Black Stars. He's a man who always gives his all. But this will hang heavily on his shoulders. Take him off, give him that early shower, just so the burden of wanting to redeem himself, because when he continues to play, he'll carry that burden of wanting to redeem himself, trying out of the box tricks, which could go a long way to Hunter. So take him off, just give him that early shot. Big players tend to make mistakes, and I think Otuado is obliging. We can see Kamal Din Suleiman and we can see Osman Bukari about to join the fray. Let's see what happens.
All right, so Otuado is throwing in Bukari and then Kamaldeen Suleiman. It means that he's going to come into the second half all guns blazing. I am quite happy that Ghana would be able to claw back into the game, at least to salvage a point to ensure that we make progression into the last 16. Until then, we're going to be back after full time.